Hey guys, this is your girl Jaszy Mango, and welcome to the Red.
You everything a man could ever want, girl, you jazzy. You not about that drama, you loyal and classy, you jazzy. And all these other niggas shoot the shot, but you ain't have it, girl, you jazzy. And I love you to the moon and back, baby, girl, you jazzy. You everything a man could ever want, girl, you jazzy. You not about that drama, you loyal and classy, you jazzy.
Hey guys, this is your girl Jaszy Mango, and welcome to the Jaszy Mango Red Carpet Lounge. Today we got a really special guest. We got Mr. Uptown Xo in the building, representing for DC. You already know. Shout out, happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day, guys. And I hope if you got the day off, you are enjoying it and definitely doing something empowering to inspire us black people. So make sure you tune in to the Jaszy Mango Red Carpet Lounge. Subscribe to the Silk White YouTube channel, and we out, y'all.
What's up, y'all? Uptown Xo. I'm with Jaszy Mango on the red carpet in the red carpet lounge. You already know. Follow me on Uptown. Follow me on Instagram, UptownXO_Ela.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jaszy Mango, and you are tuning in to the Jaszy Mango Red Carpet Lounge. I'm sitting here chilling with none other than Mr. Uptown Xo. What's goody? What's going on?
What's going on?
How you been? It's been a long time coming, man.
No, I'm out here cool and working, still putting out work in.
I already know you've been in the lab. Like, it's been about 2 years since I seen you.
Yeah, it's been a minute. You know
What's been going on?
I got a new wave, man, Culture Over Corporate. The album is out right now, and I'm really telling the people it's more of an album. You know what I'm saying? It's about I'm promoting the mindset. You know what I'm saying? And in the album you'll find me talking about DC, the DC that we no longer have or whatever, and me preserving that history. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I was in the Washington Post last week,
right?
And I was telling them it's not about my story, it's about the story. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I'm just trying to preserve the story of DC and preserve a truth and a mentality, and then promote that mentality that I'm trying to preserve as well, so that the mentality can be spread out and we can preserve it. You know what I'm saying? And even care about preserving these mentalities that's going to be that castle for us. You know what I'm saying? Or a world within a world. You know what I'm saying? That we can thrive in, though. You know
Absolutely.
What I mean?
And what I like about you is you don't just, rap anything. A lot of your songs have messages. Even though it's a song and it might be catchy, it's still like I'm catching something in there that I can relate to. And that's what's really important. Like when you're saying back in the day DC, or back in the day anywhere, New York, whatever, a lot of that in these new artists is being lost because we want to twerk or we want to, whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their own genre and their own thing. But what I like about yours is I could still be in the club and still be like, dang, I learned something from XO. And what makes you different like that? How do you take what is going on that you see and in your brain and that you've been through and write that on paper?
I think like growing up listening to artists like Tupac, I got that perspective the way as though, even though he had like the thug life thing, you know what I'm saying, which ended up to being like the trap rap kind of style of rap, the way as though is every rap I'm writing, I'm just like airing out my dirty laundry and this is what I did, to the point of incrimination now. You know what I'm saying? That's where Thug Life came from. But even if you look at the man that created Thug Life, what type of artist was he? What type of songs did he make? You know what I'm saying? He made all type of records, you know what I'm saying, that touched the heart. It wasn't only about telling the world everything I done did wrong in the hood or telling them my operations. And it's like, I find, that's a common theme in the music today. And then that's why keeping it real went wrong, you know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
Since Tupac was like that champion of like, I'm keeping it real, you know what I'm saying? We keeping it 100 now, so let's keep it 100. We ain't all one way, keep it 100, keeping it real. So let's write songs that like really give the world a scope of who we are, because the world is looking, and we go around the world, they perceive us different based on how we making music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, we ain't this just that way, we this way too.
Right.
So I'm just trying to promote that, you know what I'm saying? Culture over corporate,
I like that, culture over corporate.
Yeah.
So what do you tell like young boys that maybe want to be an MC like you? Because you're not just a rapper, you're an artist, you're an overall artist. You have your clothing line, you're doing so many things for I feel like for the youth, like they need to look up to somebody like you, and I know that puts a lot of pressure on an individual, but it also, you should be humbled by that, because I think what you're representing is great. You got your great style, but your mind is there as well.
Yeah, man, I tell them, don't even do what I do. I don't encourage young kids to get into music, to be honest, because to me it's like I wouldn't encourage a young guy to get into the streets, you know what I'm saying? But if you're gonna do it anyway, here's how you should carry it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I would give it to him like that. You know what I mean? Like I would encourage all the youth to go on around thinking. You know what I'm saying? And broaden your intellectual scope. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that we can really compete out here, and we don't got to talk about things that make themes the way they are now, like this whole gentrification theme that we going. You know, if we already had this a part of our culture, that wouldn't even been the thing. So it's going to be a part of our culture in the next generation, hopefully, and I'm trying to start that wave right now. You know what I'm saying?
How you feel that gentrification is affecting us now?
It's just making us aware that a rug has been pulled from underneath our feet. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and then not only that, it's like they told us, they've been itching, like, hey, do you feel that? Like I'm about to pull this carpet from underneath your feet. Damn, they don't even. Hey, hello, I'm about to pull the carpet. Damn, they distracted by all the bullshit.
Right, that's social media and all this other stuff.
All right, man, fuck it. Y'all don't even deserve it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
To stand here now, we realize the carpet has been pulled from underneath our feet. We have no ground. We have nothing firm to really stand on. You know what I'm saying? Some ownership. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's like a real plant and a fake plant. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The real plant is in the fucking ground and shit and bound for real. You know what I mean? You gotta rip the tree out. The root is hard. A fake plant is just like, it won't even catch on fire. It'll melt.
Right.
Plastic. You know what I'm saying? So let's get real. You know what I mean?
So in saying let's get real, like, what roles do you think that the African American male and women play in what's going on today with our society? Like, all of this straying, and I'm blaming you and you're blaming me. Like, how can we get back in sync and harmony with this?
We don't gotta blame each other after the fact if we hold each other accountable before the act. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I just came up with that.
No.
We don't gotta blame each other after the fact if we hold each other accountable before the act. You know what I'm saying? So when that chain of accountability come and we hold each other accountable, nobody will fall because everybody will be each other crutches intellectually. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let you make a bad choice. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost like in the mafia or in the streets, when you with a crew, like a major crew, not just niggas that hang with each other and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's leadership, different types of leadership within that circle. Like, people understand the concept of protocol, you know what I'm saying? So everything must have a protocol. So if an intention is there, it's a protocol to get that carried out. Like, okay, before I make a move, I'm gonna consult Jazzy to see what she think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
As you know, my other, you know, my partner or my whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or anybody else that would be in the circle as far as hierarchy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then we make moves based on that law average mathematically. You know what I'm saying? It's been tested. The ideas. Our decision making and our moves would be so strategic if we move like that instead of just everybody separate doing what they want to do. Now let's get together and help each other make decisions. You know what I'm saying? We ain't alone.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I know it's like Martin Luther King Day. Like, what do you feel like if he was here now? Would he be proud of what's going on, or you think it'd be different?
I don't think he'd be proud. He'd be saying the same thing that he was saying when he died. You know what I mean? I don't think that he would be proud for real. And it seems like we've taken steps forward, but we've taken steps back at the same time. It seems like we've taken worldly steps forward, the spiritual steps back. You know what I'm saying?
Explain that.
Because it's like we got rich. We got a lot of black folk right now that's rich, you know what I'm saying, in the world. Like, compared to back then when he was around. A lot of black people in power, a lot of black businesses and stuff like that. But if you see how our people are, you know what I'm saying, like, the state of being we're in, you know what I'm saying, like when you go to the hood in Southeast DC, or when you go to the hood in Baltimore, you're going to see it, you know what I'm saying, like, damn, we fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, like, we need help for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for real, if you doing good and you don't come to the hood, you're not even gonna see that we need help for real. You know what I mean? So that chain of accountability, let's form it. Like if you doing good, like we need y'all in the hood. You know what I'm saying? To come back and share your knowledge, share your information, share your resources, so that it can be easier for the next generation to be able to compete intellectually. You know what I'm saying? And not just be the next entertainer, sports guy, dancer, whatever. Nah, we thinkers, man. You know what I'm saying? We the next inventors, man. We the next
mathematicians,
all
everything.
that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Create a whole new vehicle, create a whole new system outside the monetary system. Like, let's think big. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And to touch on what you said is coming back to the hood. Like, so many people actually do want to stay in the hood, and then when they stay, tragedy happens. Like, you know, you mentioned Baltimore. It was just this beautiful young lady that had a hair salon that was just murdered in front of her hair salon. Jealousy and hate. Another lady that just had a concession stand, you know, convenience store, just murdered in front of that. And it's like, once we do get to a certain level, you as my brother or my significant other should be proud and not jealous.
Right.
I don't understand that disconnect with that.
That's why I'm trying to promote a mentality, you know what I'm saying, with the culture over corporate, you know what I'm saying, because it's like, even on that level, it's like you putting corporate over the culture, you know what I'm saying, like, you trying to get money, or your money has become, and the money and your desire has become your God for real, and you want them to do whatever for that, even cross your own people, you know what I'm saying, hence how even some of us got sold into slavery in generations prior, you know what I'm saying? So we got to put the culture over corporate at all times. We not selling out if it's $1, you know what I'm saying? Man, Jesus was on the mountain getting tested by the devil, but he chose culture over corporate back then.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's
we?
about.
Yeah,
that's what it's about, you know what I'm saying? We'll be good because we on the side of good and on the side of the divine, and we already taken care of, you know what I mean? So
I love that. Schooling me today. But what was the sound that you were going for your album? You know what I'm saying? Because I listened to a few, and I was really moved. So, what was your intentions?
Well, I didn't have no specific intention at first. That's just what it grew to be for real. It grew into this. It's almost like a seed was planted, and that was me getting the beats, and then the first song I wrote was like the seed starting to bud a little bit. And then as I came along in the project, it ended up growing into something. Then I could see what it was about to become. And then that's when I started the whole theme of culture over corporate and all of that, you know what I'm saying? And it's still growing and evolving today, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. How did your listening party go?
Well, that joint was like that, You know, a lot of folks came out. We just like sold out, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knew the words, you know, so I'm having a special performance next month. I'm gonna announce that date soon. But,
okay.
I didn't even perform. I just let the
everybody
day perform.
vibe through.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was lit. You know what I'm saying?
And I have a question for that. What did it take for you to kind of get your city on your back? Because me coming from a different city and coming here, you know, it's hard to gravitate towards people when you're from another town, but also in a way it's an advantage because for some reason when you're from somewhere they'll take somebody that's not from somewhere more seriously. But you've had your city, you know, people like Pinky Killicorn, you guys had your city behind you, and that's something that a lot of artists are striving for. They might have 40K views and plus, but they don't have their city repping for them. For you to say this just came out and you sold out, number one, and number two, people know the words. That's dedication. First, you know what I'm saying? That's love.
Yeah. Like I said, man, I guess I was a seed that people was watching blossom and bloom for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And when you from the city and they get to see that, you know, it's a lot of seeds in the garden that get planted or whatever. But in every city, you know what I'm saying? There's certain plants that start to grow that's like, hold on, we got our eyes on that one.
Absolutely.
We got our eyes on that one. We got our eyes on that one. So just me developing over time through being consistent, you know what I'm saying? And evolving a little bit every year, doing something different. It kept people watching, kept people looking. They like seeing my growth, you know what I mean? So
absolutely.
I think that's what it is, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. If you had one legacy to leave, what would it be?
my legacy to leave? Man, that's a powerful question.
Yeah, you could give a 2-part answer.
The legacy I want to leave. Wow. I mean, shoot. I put it like this. I could do nothing to really leave a legacy. I can just point the people to the legacy that's already the legacy for this part of our life, you know what I'm saying? Which is a small segment of life, you know what I mean? And the legacy is, man, it's God is real. That's the legacy right there. I ain't gonna hold you, you know what I'm saying? That's the legacy, you know what I'm saying? Like, no individual legacy could be more important than that legacy. No intention, none of that, you know what I'm saying? I can sit up here and say, I want to leave behind this. All that'll be forgotten about, you know what I'm saying? And we only gonna remember the things that's worth being remembered, you know what I'm saying? Like XO, in the hereafter probably we won't mean nothing. But what I did, the good that I did here will be the only thing that mattered, and the bad that I did here will be the only thing that mattered. And that's really the legacy that everybody leaves behind, you know what I'm saying? Their actions, what they did, you know what I mean? So, my intention, I want to do good out here. And then have people, when I leave here, I want to have people say, yeah, man, he was a good dude. Right. You know what I mean? And I want to leave that legacy behind, I should say, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So on behalf of the Red Carpet Lounge, we appreciate you for coming here.
Appreciate you for having me.
Like everything, it was such a short amount of time, but it was so powerful. And I feel like that's how your music drives me. It's like, you know what I mean, some 3 and 4 minute songs, all maybe an hour. But you get so much from it. And music like that is memorable. A lot of the time you listen to these music or these artists nowadays and you're just like, what do they even say?
Right.
So I would say, like, definitely your legacy also will be that you were memorable.
Right. And I want to inspire those artists too, man. You know, like if they run across me and they get inspired, they can do the same thing that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? They can inspire people the same thing with their records and not just do something for the moment.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let everybody know where they can follow you.
Man, Uptown Xo _Edu on Instagram, Uptown Xo on Twitter, cultureovercorporate.com. That's where you can get the album and get the merch, man. Y'all represent.
Yes, y'all. And this is your girl, Jaszy Mango. Thank you for tuning into the Red Carpet Lounge. If you didn't learn anything, I want you to remember this. God is the legacy, and don't just do things for the moment.
Through all the love.
We out.
And through all the pain.
I had a long damn night.
I just want to let you know, baby, that I'ma hold you down.
Remember the first time when we met? You said if I ever took a fall, baby, would you have my back? I said yes, I'll have it through it all. When times are good or times are bad.
What's going on here, man? What do you look like, man? You got a problem?
Hey. You make me laugh. This unbreakable love keeps us on track. It makes me wanna hold you down. Nothing else can come between us now. Yeah, hold you down to the top. We're climbing now. Yeah, hold you down. Nothing else can come between us now. Hold you down to the top. We are climbing now. When things are good or things are bad, one thing remains. When things are good or things are bad, one thing remains. I'ma hold you down.